This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. Dr. John Gagnon joining us here is our certified life coach at New Life and Growth Institute, based out of Connecticut, but he's helping people all over. How are you?
I am well, thank you. How are you today?
Fantastic. Pleasure to have you here and excited for our listeners to get to know you. So first and foremost, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, well, I'm a PhD in psychology, and I practiced for 38 years, and then I decided to retire, and retirement got boring. So I had decided to do life coaching, and I took my training in life coaching. And after the completion of the training and the certification, I started doing life coaching.
Wow. And let me ask a little about, before we talk about the work you're doing, let's back up a bit. I want to know about your childhood, where you're from, how you went down this line in school, and a little bit about your background, why you got into psychology and life coaching. So, would you mind just giving us a little back history of yourself and where were you born, by the way?
Sure, I was born in Derby, Connecticut.
Okay.
It's a small town. It's part of the Ansonia, Derby, Shelton Valley area, they call it, the Valley. And I went to a parochial school first, and then I went to high school where I got all A's.
Wow.
I was the valedictorian of the class. I went to MIT to study nuclear physics. And while I was there, I decided that physics wasn't for me. I left MIT. I went to Fairfield University,
Okay.
studied pre-medicine. And when I was there, I took a class in abnormal psychology.
Wow.
That class was so interesting that I was transfixed by the professor, and I didn't take notes. So I got a D in the course, but I loved psychology to such a degree that I decided after graduation to get a master's degree in psych, which I then did. And I got very good grades in my
Mm-hmm.
master's program. And then I decided to go on and get a doctorate in psych. In the meantime, I was doing counseling, and it gave me a lot of the skill set that I would later use both as a psychologist and also as a life coach.
Wow. Impressive. And who inspired you? Tell me a little bit about your background. What brought you into science and becoming a doctor in a sense and doing this whole program?
Which program are you talking about, Jill?
Well, did anyone inspire you? Who inspired you to go to school and to, go into this pre-med school and to go for your doctorate and all?
I did.
Wow. So you don't credit anyone to mentoring or any life experience that kind of drove you here?
Only in high school.
Okay.
My brother was my mentor, and I learned so much science from him. He was an MIT graduate, and so he inspired me to go to MIT and follow in his footsteps.
And let's talk specifically now about your work and what you started to do. So where did you graduate from? Was it MIT?
No, I graduated from Fairfield University,
Mhm.
Western Connecticut State University, and then Union Institute.
And then what happened in your life from there? How did you find this niche of life coaching? Did you go into this right away or were you doing something else?
No, I was doing nothing, and it was totally boring. I was I was bored to tears. I didn't want to do anything, and then I decided to try something that was parallel to psychology, but didn't require licensure by the state. So I found life coaching, and then I did my studies with the Counseling Association of America.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk now about your work and what you're currently doing and how you're helping people now. So, obviously, as a certified life coach, again, we're talking to Dr. John Gagnon, New Life and Growth Institute. Let's break down some of the things specifically that you can help people, maybe even listening today with.
Oh, sure. Stress is something that a lot of people experience these days. And so I help people reduce stress and manage their stress. Another thing is grief counseling for those people who've had a loss in their lives but haven't resolved the grief yet. Another thing is marital problems, job dissatisfaction, wanting to change jobs or go up in their present employment, get a better position, writing resumes. Uh, uh, oh my goodness, there's so many areas of life that I coach in that I'm drawing a blank right now. That's the thing about lists. It's important to remember them, but it's very difficult to bring them up when you create a list of things.
Well, let's get some examples of the type of people you're helping. With what specifically? Are we talking depression, anxiety, relationships? What do you really specialize in?
Oh, relationships is definitely one of my uh, key areas of specialization, but stress is a big one. Uh, Job dissatisfaction is a big one. And I enjoy working with people because once upon a time I was probably in their shoes,
Yeah.
confused about what I wanted to do, having difficulty making decisions. And all those things I help people with.
Could you share a relationship story too about someone you worked with? Was it individual? Was it together as a couple?
I worked with a couple last year,
Okay.
and they came in separately as two individual people in counseling. And after a short time, it became evident that their problems had to do with the marriage itself. So I saw them as a couple, helped them learn relational skills, helped them to work out various problems that they were having in the marriage, one of which was frequency of sex. And so I did sex counseling with them. And eventually they worked through all of their problems and were able to discontinue coaching.
Well, so it's got to be rewarding to help people in this. How long does it take to normally, as a coach, to coach someone through? How long does it take to learn new and acquire new behaviors and patterns that stick?
Yes. Well, it takes usually a couple of months. And in one instance, I've seen a person for a year, but that was an unusual case.
And what do you love most about the work that you're doing?
Oh, seeing people grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, being it's our first show together, what else do you want to make sure we cover for today?
I'm not sure. You have the questions. Feel free to ask me something specific, and I'll be glad to respond to it.
You got it. Well, as far as what are other things do you want to share about your work? I know we talked a little about the coaching specifically for relationships, but I don't know what the other responses that you wanted to talk about as far as other aspects of work. And obviously I asked who inspired you, and it looks like you did yourself, which is pretty amazing. So, do you want to talk about some more obstacles that maybe you've overcome in your career to get here, or more about some of the services and aspect of your work that you love doing with your clients?
Yeah, well, we discovered that I also do relational counseling, and I enjoy that tremendously. And I help people get out and date when they're isolated from the outside and tend to be introverts. Introversion, by the way, is an interesting phenomenon. It's not a bad thing. People who are introverts merely get tired when they're in the company of large
Hmm.
numbers of people. And extroverts, on the other hand, are people who like to be around groups of people and they get their energy from that. I'm an extrovert. So when I work with people, I get more energy at the end of a session than when I started.
Got it. Well, I love that you pass that along to people and clearly it carries you. Are you doing your work like the way we are today, like on a Zoom, virtually like this, or over the phone, or in person, or all?
I do it virtually. I use Google Meet as my platform,
Got it.
and people contact me on that. They call at the time of their session. And one of the things that I like to admit to is that I myself am handicapped. So I work with handicapped people. I'm in a nursing home. I'm 78 years old,
God bless.
but there's nothing wrong with any of those things. I work around that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bedridden sometimes and I work from my bed. I teach people to accept their handicaps and to make the most of their life with their handicap.
Beautiful. So that would say, is that one of the biggest obstacles you had to overcome with your medical condition, would you say?
Yes, absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, I had to overcome it and I had to accept it.
Ah. Well, let me ask, you've been doing this for quite some time. You clearly are passionate about the work you're doing. Is there something that you find, what would you say is the most difficult part of your job with helping other people excel? Is it difficult at all, or does it just come natural to you?
It comes fairly natural to me. I'm really good with people. I enjoy talking with people. And I especially enjoy watching, as I said before, people grow. So when they change, when they become more efficient and more effective in their lives, I am delighted.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And, you are inspiring to so many. And would you like to, share? Is there someone that you're mentoring or who's followed in your footsteps in a sense?
Well, I have a number of clients right now, so I don't know which one to pick, but there's definitely a number of clients who are making progress and benefiting from the coaching. Uh, I would mention that one of them was suicidal when they first came to me, and I discovered that it was because of the medication they were on. So I referred them back to their psychiatrist for a change in medication, and that was done. And then I continued working with them, and lo and behold, they lost their suicidal ideation. So
My.
that was a significant piece of work right there.
And you have time for another one if you want to share it.
Yeah, let's see. Another one was a person who was dissatisfied with their job and they figured they would move on to some other line of work. But I helped them to realize that they had all the skills they needed to perform their job. So they began to do those things that we talked about and planned with and did role plays for. And they went back into their job and they performed it so well that they got a promotion in the following 2 months. So it only took 2 months for them to get a promotion.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
that must feel so good. Now, you as a coach, do you have a coach yourself?
No, I went through coaching, but more importantly, I went through 6 years of psychotherapy when
Wow,
I was a psychologist.
amazing. And
Yeah.
what do you do for when you're not working? What do you do?
I use my iPhone to play various games. I read. I exercise, and otherwise I spend time watching television. But because I have spaces for more clients, I'm looking forward to getting more clients in the practice and being able to spend more time doing that.
Beautiful. And what would you say? Do you have any specific quotes or words you want to leave off with your listeners today of inspiration?
Yeah. Uh, you're more than you think you are.
Hmm. More than you think you are. Were there times in your life you felt that you needed that to go on as well?
Um, I have changed careers several times in my life and changed studies. But once I got into psychology, I was determined to continue on and get my doctorate in practice psychology. I loved doing that. Every day that I went to work was a beautiful day. And being unemployed, taking retirement was the most difficult thing that I'd done in a long time. So it's good to be back doing work with clients again. And I love the work of life coaching.
Got it. Amazing. All right. So if anyone out there wants to get in touch with you, how can we do so?
Okay. They can call my phone at 203-249-3508. And if they don't get me, leave a message and I will call them back as soon as possible. And we then set up a meeting,
Hmm.
and they make payment and we begin working together.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I hope you have a fantastic day. Pleasure getting to know you and looking forward to the next time we get to connect. I hope we can talk again soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Jill. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate you.
Same here. You have a fantastic day and
Yeah.
enjoy the. Hopefully, I know it's Connecticut, right? It's a little hot. The weather should cool down soon for us.
Uh-huh.
All right. Have a great day. We'll talk soon.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.